Hello friends, welcome back to the show Only Important Talks, adding value to life. So once again, one more important topic I'm going to discuss in this video. Currently, across the nation, there is only one voice: boycott Chinese goods and make India Atmanirbhar, building Atmanirbhar Bharat. This is the current momentum which is going across the country. Today in this show, I am going to discuss which are the sectors where China has a strong foothold into the Indian markets. Yes, China has penetrated in almost every sector of the Indian infrastructure economy. I would like to highlight few of the sectors: the IT sector, which is predominantly dominated by the Chinese segment, gadgets, softwares. Then the toys which the kids play is dominated by the Chinese market. And the third biggest area is of the pharmaceutical industry, where both formulations or medical devices, the dominancy of China is very high in these four of the areas. In this show, I am going to evaluate the current situation and the preparedness of the Indian economy to make it Atmanirbhar Bharat. Recently, the impact into the IT sector as well as the telecom sector has started to come up, and China's share is declining slowly and slowly. But the pharmaceutical sector, the impact would take some time. So be with me in this video. I am going to evaluate the preparedness of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. How much prepared is the Indian pharmaceutical industry to become Atmanirbhar pharmaceuticals in the pharmaceutical sector? What the current status is. Currently, if we talk, the predominance of the China into the Indian pharmaceutical industry is as high as up to 70%. The key starting materials, APIs, intermediates, most of them are being imported from the China, and this percentage is up to 68%, which is a very, very high number. Though Indian pharmaceutical industries have a lot of credential to their name, but this is the core area where the Indian pharmaceutical industry lacks. But currently, to make India Atmanirbhar, a lot of steps are being taken. So in this video, we are going to evaluate all those steps. So stay tuned with me, and let's find out what is the readiness, how India can be less dependent and slowly become Atmanirbhar into the pharmaceutical industry. And in future, the Indian pharmaceutical industry could play a pivotal role into the global health and pharmaceutical business. So, to start with the presentation, I would like to narrate the lines given by our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, about the Indian pharmaceutical industry. The Indian pharmaceutical industry is an asset not just for India, but the entire world. It has played a leading role in reducing the cost of medicines for the developing countries. The lines actually mean India is an important partner in providing affordable medicines to the developing nations, and India has also proved its worth in this pandemic of COVID by supplying medicines across n number of countries. So, moving ahead to the topic, what is the preparedness of India to be Atmanirbhar? So let's have a glance view of the industry based on the statistics of 1920. If we talk about the pharmaceutical market, the domestic market is of 1,51,700 crores. If we talk into billions, it's 20.50 billion USD. This is the domestic formulation market, and the import is of 40,139 crores. Export is of 1,52,440 crores. So the total industry size combining the export, import plus the domestic consumption of formulations becomes approximately 3 lakh crores. This is the total industry size. If we talk about the medical devices, the devices is 57 crore, approx 57 crore is the domestic market, 41 crore is the imported market, and export is of 18,500 CR, which approximately combining the three, import, export as well as the domestic consumption, it becomes 75,611 CR, which you can see in the PPT. So it's a huge market, 3 lakh crores for the formulations and 75,000 crores for the devices. So a huge market. And if we talk about the growth rate, the formulation or the drugs market is growing at 10 to 12%, whereas the devices is 12 to 15%. So this was the industry glance, combining both formulations plus devices, 3,75,000 crores of value, and growth rate 10 to 12% for drugs and 12 to 15% for the devices. Moving ahead to the other statistics. What was the foreign direct investment year on year? If the last year, if we talk about in 18-19, the stats were of 184 to 1842 crores was the foreign direct investment in the drug or pharmaceutical or formulation industry. Whereas in 1920, it has increased to 3,650 CR, means an approx growth of 98%. Coming to the devices, it's 1,108 CR in 1819, and in 1920 it became 2,196 crore foreign direct investment in the device industry with a growth rate of 98%. Means both the sectors, drug as well as the devices, the foreign direct investment has increased by 98%. So what are the challenges we are going to face, the Indian pharmaceutical industry is going to face? The first challenge is API or bulk drug. The import percentage is very high, which is up to 70%. Means the key starting material for the formulations is very high, and the entire medical devices industry, the import dependence is very high. And if we talk about the R&D, the skill development part needs to be focused so that more discoveries could take place. So these three are the critical challenges which are going to come in the way of becoming Atmanirbhar Bharat. So if we talk about the import dependence of the bulk drug, it was of 3.41 billion USD for the year 1920, which is a huge amount, 3.41 billion USD. Now we can see year on year the trade dependency of import of key starting material or bulk drugs, right, for the last 10 years from 2010 to 2020, year on year import and export of key starting materials or APIs. So 3.41 billion USD is the import of active pharmaceutical ingredients or drug intermediates. Talking about the import dependence into the devices sector, it is 86%. The industry imports 86%. Domestic manufacturing of devices is very limited. If we talk about the recently the infrared thermometers, most of the brands are manufactured in China. So in this area the dependency is very high. So this is the area or the weak point where a lot of work has to be done. Now we can see year on year last 5 years. So the import of medical devices in 1920 it was of 41,412 crore. A huge volume of medical devices are being imported from China. If we go into the more details, what are the segments? Then electronic and equipments constitute 56%, followed by 18% is the disposable and consumable items, then surgical 10%, IVD reagents 9%, and implants 7%. So what is the strategy to make India Atmanirbhar Bharat in the pharmaceutical industry? The Department of Pharmaceuticals has formed two technical committees in February 2020, means this year, to assist the department to frame appropriate scheme. So the first scheme is Technical Committee for Bulk Drugs. The team has identified 53 critical KSMs, drug intermediates or APIs, in which the dependency is maximum, and also proposed the establishment of bulk drug parks with higher assistance. Means the government have decided to set up its own manufacturing plants for drug intermediates, API and KSMs. The technical committee has identified for medical devices 4-segment medical devices with the incentive scheme, and also suggested establishment of medical devices park with a higher assistance. Extensive consultation with industry, various ministries, departments and Niti Aayog. CEO Niti Aayog, chairman of 2 empowered committees and performance-linked schemes. Till now we have been hearing the schemes and incentives into the pharmaceutical sales and marketing, but for the first time for the manufacturing industry, the government has introduced performance-linked incentive. It is a very exhaustive list. We'll be summarizing it in a short and simple way into the bulk drug categories. The production of 53 critical API, KSM and DIs, drug intermediates production is a performance-linked incentive is being given for these 53 critical APIs, and setup of 3 bulk drug parks, means manufacturing facilities of bulk drugs. Similarly, in the medical devices, the target areas of 4 segments and 4 medical devices parks would be set up, and the government will be providing infrastructure and facilities for it. And let's go into briefly into the what is PLI, performance linked incentive for the manufacturing of critical API, KSMs and DSI. So incentive is linked threshold investment incremental sales over the base year, means the last year's base above and over it the incentive would be given. Eligible products, the selected 53 products are eligible, and the total outlay means 6,940 crore financial supports or performance-linked incentive would be given to boost the API or bulk drug sector. The eligibility criteria for the company would be what they can invest is minimum net worth should be 30% of the proposed investment given by the company, and the government has invited for the application within a window of 120 days and approval thereafter 90 days. More details, it's exhaustive. The rate of incentive for fermented products for the year 2023-24 to 2026-27 would be 20%, then 27-28 financial year it would be 15%, and thereafter it would be 5%. Similarly, for chemically synthesized API, it would be 10%. This is the summary of the performance-linked incentive scheme. Maximum incentive scheme 3,600 crore in the fermentation category, and segment 2 10 drugs, then chemical synthesis 960 crores. So this overall it would become 6,940 crores. The number of manufacturers which could enroll into this scheme is 136. The scheme for promotion of bulk drug parks. So the objective is to set up a manufacturing hub for API and bulk drug industries. What is the objective? Objective is to provide ECSS to the world-class common and R&D infrastructure facilities at one place with assured land, easy access to testing facilities and economies of scale. What the benefit we are going to get out of it? Lowers the cost of production, which is the reason why the industry is importing the raw material from outside. With this, the difference would be covered up and the indigenous industry would grow. Scope grant in the aid is 1,000 crore each 2-3 bulk drug parks, means 1,000 crore rupees would be invested by the government for the setup of the bulk drug parks, an area of 700 crores. Similarly, the PLI scheme for the medical devices and drug and manufacturing. So it has been targeted into 4 therapeutic segments: cancer and radiotherapy medical devices. Second would be radiology and imaging devices, which are heavily being imported. Third is anesthesia and cardiorespiratory medical devices. And fourth is all implant, including electronic devices like cochlear implants and pacemakers. So let's discuss about the performance linked incentive scheme. Incentive linked with the threshold and incremental sales. 5% on incremental sales from year 21-22 to 25-26. Total incentive being granted is 3,420 CR. Summarizing, 6,900 CR in the bulk drug sectors and 3,420 CR in the devices sector. The minimum investment is 180 crore by one unit. Eligibility is minimum net worth should be 18 crore, the 30% of the threshold investment for the first year. Scheme for promotion of medical devices park. The objective is it will provide the easy access to world-class common infrastructure and facilities, easy access to testing facility and economic scale, lowers the cost of production, and 4 medical devices park needs to be set up, and the grant of aid of 100 crore for each medical devices park would be supported by the government. What are the expected outcomes? Import substitution and drug security, means the import dependency over Chinese or any other country would reduce, and this would make India as our neighbor, particularly for those 53 critical APIs for which incentive is being given. Expected investment from the government side is 8,500 crores. Direct employment generations, means estimated 25,000 people would be getting employment through these biotech medical devices parks as well as the bulk drug formulation industries. So lowers the cost of production, single window for regulatory approval, center for excellence. Expected investment is 24,000 crores. Direct employment generation is of 72,000 approx. Expected from import substitution, expected investment in this category would be 5,400 and employment would be 18,000. So total investment is of 77,900 crores from the government side, and this would generate a job of 2.5 lakhs approx. People would be getting job into the nation, as well as the nation would become Atmanirbhar into the pharmaceutical industry. This is the entire roadmap to make the Indian pharmaceutical industry a global hub, as well as becoming a self-dependent entity over the years. Obviously, this is a long project which is going to take almost a decade to turn this dream into a reality, but the steps has been laid down and the seriousness is going to define the success of this project. But overall, I would say this is a fantastic scheme taken or laid down by the government to make India self-reliant and self-dependent entity and covering up the loopholes which was existing into the vast Indian pharmaceutical industry. So in any critical or pandemic situation, the API shortage and would not be there. So this is a well step taken by the government. So this was the entire brief. This is a very long presentation which has been shared by the government Department of Pharmaceuticals and Chemical Fertilizers. Those who are interested to know more about this entire scheme, I would love to share. Just drop me a message and I would share you the entire presentation, detailed presentation, as well as the PDF and the circulars issued by the government. Till then, keep watching my channel and do share your feedback about this video, the information about the pharmaceutical industry. Stay tuned with me at Important Talks, adding value to life. Till then, thank you.